you as the coach probably need to change your philosophy on like how you're training people. A lot of people like look through that like lens of dependence. So they're like, right, if I just give this client, what they need as a bare minimum, like they'll rely on me and stay with me forever.
They'll keep coming back because they need me.
Absolutely. And we see it already in Standout with the young coaches, and it's a perfectly normal mindset to manifest when you don't have that stack of proof and you need your clients obviously to pay the bills because you don't have enough of them. But if you actually flip the coin and think about it from the other side, if you create autonomy, if you're giving that person the ability to make decisions, do things on their own, go to the gym on their own, who's going to get better results? The one that can only see you once or twice a week, or the person that's able to go to the gym as many times as you empower them to? So your coaching philosophy's got to change a little bit. We run a 30-minute session time slot. The client doesn't train for 30 minutes. They warm up for 15. They do 15 minutes of training afterwards. So if they can do that half an hour and we can do that half an hour together, what's the likelihood of that person rocking up tomorrow on their own? They've already doing half an hour by themselves.
I think the main word that like really stands out that you're using there is the whole reason you're doing this. Obviously, it's creating autonomy, but it's empowering your client.
Absolutely.
You are giving them something that's so much more than just the physical, the psychological wins, the confidence, especially if you're looking at Health Club. No, I don't need to be here with you the entire time that you are training. You are so capable of training by yourself. It's not saying, I'm not going to watch your bicep curls, because I've seen people phrase it like that too.
Yeah.
It's like, no, all of your training is important, but
Absolutely.
You are so capable of doing that by yourself. And so just that language is everything.
You want to get to the point where the client says, I don't want you to watch my bicep curls.
Correct.
Like I used to get to the point where like my clients are like, I don't need you to sit there and watch me do my core work. Like, I'm going to be here to watch you from the other side of the gym. So if you skip out on that shit, I'm going to let you know about it. So they know that you're watching, but they're like, you can go now. Like, it's not the core reason of why you're here. You're here to help me with like my squat technique and make sure that I'm progressing in my bench press and overcoming these obstacles that I'm facing that are getting in the way of me achieving my goals, or affirmation that we're doing the right thing and, what I'm paying you for, we're actually getting. Like, there's just personal trainers undervalue what they offer, and it's because they
100%.
Undervalue themselves.
Yep.
So it's
a mirror. It's all a mirror.
They don't really understand, like when we present and stand out and we go through I think it's like the service or the coaching unit, or they overlap obviously because the whole course does. I think I listed like 40 things that we do. And it's like, there's like support, training, nutrition, and something else where like they all kind of sit under. And then it's like there's fucking like 10 different things under each segment.
Yeah.
Right? 40 different things that we help them. We teach them how to eat. We teach them how to make decisions for themselves. We teach them how to time manage. We teach them how to deal with their emotions. We teach them how to squat. We teach them how to assess their own technique. We keep them motivated. It's like there's so many things that we do, but people, when the trainer goes into the gym, they're just like, I give an hour of my time to this person, and that is all.
Yeah.
It's like, no, man. So much bigger than that.
That's
so
all
much
it's
more.
ever going to be if that's the way you look at it.
Absolutely. And you're never going to be taken out of the shackles of your business if you treat it that way and if you see it through that lens, because that's where you don't sell a membership. That's where you don't have any value for that person. That's where they don't have access to information and stuff like that to make a decision for themselves. That's where they're not empowered to go to the gym on their own. So that's like, selfless plug. That's where in Standout PT, we set up that structure. So you run a business, people know exactly what you need to do, exactly what they're getting, exactly what they signed up for. The service is exactly what they need. They're happy with it. It's worth their time and money. It delivers an outcome. You're good at communicating, and you have the ability to work with somebody that you want to and make more money and make it more efficiently. And then, dare I say it, take some time off and do whatever the fuck you want. It's just, it comes from a place where like you've got people who are really passionate at their job and they're still figuring out themselves, and they're still figuring out, they have to figure out business on the fly. Business is not something that you can figure out on the fly.
Absolutely not.
Like 1% of people who run a business and succeed work it out on the fly. They get too busy too quickly, and they're like, sweet, I'm making all this money and whatever. The rest of us are like, I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. And I'm either sinking or I'm swimming. And a lot of people in fitness, they sink. Because let's look at like what the average, lifespan of a coach is. It's like, big box gym, it's like 6 months.
It's something like over, it's like 80 to 90% of trainers within the first 6 months, because it's the first 3 months, then they have to give 3 months notice.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure after that, it's
2
like,
years.
Yeah, because then after 2 years, they're like, well, I need to get a real job, air quote, because I need to make more money to, set up my life.
Yeah.
So we can stop that notion by doing all of these little things. So yeah, the topic today was like, how can I go on holidays and how can I get paid and all that kind of stuff. But it's because you run a business. It's because that person understands that they're getting a service. They're not just getting you and your time. And the worst thing you guys can do is sell yourself and time as the assets to your business, because they're the things that people will only value your business for. And
they're the things that are not replaceable.
Yeah, what happens when you, if you step into the pod now and you do this, let's say that, Ben and I can't make it, and you just do a solo Q&A or something, like, you're part of the business. You're part of the brand. Like, they're not here for us. Surely they might stay and they're like, cool, like, we enjoy, some of the stuff that Jay says.
That's your sign to stay in when I'm hosting. Thank you very much. We track the views.
Even in standouts, like, you come for the method, you come for the results, You come for the outcome.
Yeah.
You might stay and enjoy it a little bit more because you listen to the podcast, you like what Ben and myself kind of talk about and whatever. But at the end of the day, like, that product is, you're there for that outcome. So I know that I can put any person in that role once they're sufficiently trained and have the sufficient experience. And that is the mindset you have to take. You got to set your business up so that person is, really happy with you as the person, but you're not the main value point. You are part of the value, but the actual value is them getting the outcome and the service that they want. So then you can remove yourself and go on a holiday and do whatever. So, for all of you guys wondering how to do it, sign up to Standout PT, you dogs.
Your dogs. There's nothing like a little friendly threat to get people to really see it. Yeah. No, I think, it just takes out so much of the eeriness of making those changes in your business, because I know for me, the biggest thing, like when I had started Standout, was the confirmation that what you're doing is the right thing for your business.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you bounce around in your own head, or even worse than your own head, the PT room.
Oh, absolutely.
And you bounce off other people and they're like, don't do that. Like,
it's all scarcity mindset in those environments. And in your own, when you don't have the proof to implement something, that is fucking terrifying.
It's so scary.
Like, I get it. You guys all think like your clients are going to leave if you sneeze, let alone fucking tell them that they have to sign a terms and conditions agreement.
You're rocking up to work sick as a dog because you're too scared to cancel on your clients, because if that's the final straw for them leaving.
They're human and get sick and cancel on you, but it's not okay for you to do it to them.
Yeah.
So that's where you need that support, and you just need a system. Something easy to follow, something easy to implement. The right people around you to encourage them. The amount of times we're just like, you're literally just gassing people up. You're like, you can do this. Just implement it. The world's not going to end. Guess what? The world doesn't end. And they're like, I can't believe that I didn't do this earlier.
That's almost always what people say. People don't regret making the changes that they've wanted to make for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. So like, I'm going to be on holidays, enjoying myself. My business is still going to be running, and it's been doing that for a very, very long time. And other people can do that too. You don't have to sit there and tell yourself that, like, this is how it has to be. No work, no business, no play, no money. You're just not doing it the way it can be done. Like, it's so straightforward. Like, so yeah.
Yep. I love that. I don't think there's too much more that needs to be said on that.
No, it's pretty straightforward. But if you are a coach who's like, a bit curious about how to implement these things and get the steps going, like, even just reach out. Like, I know we obviously like push Standout a lot. Sometimes it's just like an easy conversation to just be like, this is where you need to kind of start, and then we kind of go from there. But yeah, I do recommend getting, some form of like business systems set up so that you can do it, because you can't do it without them.
Yeah. And if even like last week's podcast, if you missed it, the Learn one, Ben and I, it had like a parent undertone to it where we were talking about like an extended period of time off, like not a holiday, like needing to set up for changes in the future.
Yeah.
I think between listening to that episode and then listening to this episode, You kind of fill in the gaps, and anything else that isn't filled in.
Yeah, if you want the system of application, like if you listen to these episodes and you're like, cool, I can apply it, it's fine. Hey, power to you. This is what the podcast is for.
Yeah, correct.
It's nuggets of value for you guys to go implement. If you're struggling with that implementation and you do need that step-by-step system with the resources and the support to apply it, that is what Standout PT is for. So obviously, website, application, book a call, Ben will save you.
And he's not here, but he's the one that's going to help.
Yeah, I'll take care of the rest of it.